Charleston Police Chief Greg Mullen says last night was the worst of his career.
This tragedy that we're addressing right now is undescribable. No one in this community will ever forget this night. And as a result of that, and because of the pain and because of the hurt that this individual has caused this community, this entire community, the law enforcement agencies that are working on this are committed, and we will catch this individual.
The president of the NAACP, Cornell William Brooks, joins us now. Cornell William Brooks, thank you so much. It's good to have you here, unfortunately, under these circumstances. You know, many people woke up and heard this story for the first time, and it's hard to wrap your brain around what many officials are calling pure evil. I would like to know your thoughts this morning. You're somebody who has taught Bible study, and to hear that the gunman had been in the church for an hour before he started shooting.
It's morally incomprehensible. As a servant leader of the NAACP and a minister in the AME Church, I extend my condolences to the entire Emanuel AME Church family, to the family of the pastor, and to the greater Charleston community. I mean, we need to be clear about this. This is not only a desecration of the sanctuary, it's a desecration of the soul of the country. The fact that you could have a criminal come into a Bible study. A Bible study is an occasion in which those gathered who are there to study Scripture, it is their responsibility to be welcoming. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you had someone with a gun, this person was likely welcomed, given a Bible, asked to have a seat, mm-hmm. and encouraged to be a part of this daily, I should say, weekly ritual. So it is morally incomprehensible. This is like a flesh and blood obscenity. But that being said, we as a country, we as the NAACP, Charleston as a community, where I have family, people will come together. They will be strong. They will demonstrate resilience. This will not cause people to shrink in fear. They will show up at their churches. They will participate in Bible study. And the NAACP, being on the ground, we will continue to wrap our arms around people, to extend our support, to engage and participate in the investigation. So we will not shrink from this adversity.
Cornell, I know that the church is known as Mother Emanuel in a nod to its age and its eminence. I mean, Martin Luther King spoke there, Booker T. Washington. How much is this church a focal point for South Carolina's civil rights movement?
It is the crossroads of the civil rights movement. But not only that, going back to the days of slavery, this church was a foundation of freedom. It was a place in which insurrections, revolts, revolutions, if you will, of freedom were launched. It is a deeply historic church, and it is emblematic of the AME denomination. That is to say, the African Methodist Episcopal Church was born not as a consequence of a theological schism, but really as a protest and a social justice movement. Mother Emanuel represents that, represents those values. And so to have this kind of tragedy take place in a Bible study is shocking. But be clear, be clear. The church will reflect its history in the present by resolving to go forward. And that's the history of that church, but it's also the history of the NAACP.
In your statement on behalf of the NAACP, you wrote that there's no greater coward than a criminal who enters a house of God and slaughters innocent people engaged in the study of Scripture.
It is a cowardly, obscene act, because to enter a Bible study, this person was likely welcomed, given a Bible, offered a seat, encouraged to participate in the discussion. I've led Bible studies over the years, many times. And when you lead a Bible study, your job is to make people feel welcome, to encourage them to participate in the discussion. And so for you to participate in the study of Scripture and then pull out a gun and take 9 innocent lives, is a soulless act. absolutely soulless.
Have you spoken to any church members, Cornell, and do you have any plans to go to South Carolina?
Yes, I have definitely have family and friends. Have not spoken to anyone at the church. I've reached out to our NAACP folks on the ground, and to Norvell Goff, who is my brother in the ministry. We go back to our days in seminary and law school. So I've reached out to him, but this hits close to home. I grew up not too far away, had family in the city, spent summers in Charleston, so this is it hits close to home.
Yes, it's very difficult. We spoke to Reverend Goff this morning, too. Everyone's heart is breaking about this story. Thank you, Cornell William Brooks, for joining us this morning. We will continue to monitor the manhunt. We'll bring you any new developments as they happen.